What if the next millionaire farmer is not growing ordinary wheat, corn, or rice? What if the real money is hidden in high-value crops that most people are still ignoring? Across the world, smart farmers are moving away from low-margin farming and starting to grow crops that sell for premium prices. Crops like saffron, mushrooms, microgreens, dragon fruit, lavender, avocado, garlic, strawberries, bamboo, and hydroponic lettuce. These are not magic crops. They do not make anyone rich overnight. But when the right crop meets the right climate, the right buyer, the right packaging, and the right farming system, small land can turn into serious income. Welcome back to Off-Grid Roots, the channel where we explore forgotten skills, profitable plants, self-reliant living, farming ideas, and natural ways to build value from the land. Before we begin, subscribe to Off-Grid Roots for more farming ideas, rare crops, gardening knowledge, and simple living strategies. Saffron is often called red gold, and for good reason. It is one of the most expensive spices in the world, not because the plant is huge, but because harvesting it takes serious patience and labor. Saffron comes from the flower of Crocus sativus. Each flower produces only a few red stigmas, and those tiny threads are what becomes saffron. To collect even a small amount, farmers have to pick thousands of flowers by hand. That is why saffron is valuable. This crop is best suited for dry, sunny climates with cold winters and well-drained soil. It does not like waterlogged land. The bulbs, called corms, are planted in the ground, and once established, they can continue producing for several years. But saffron is not a beginner crop for everyone. The biggest challenge is not only growing it. The real challenge is harvesting, drying, grading, and selling it as a premium product. Low-quality saffron does not bring high prices. Buyers want color, aroma, purity, and trust. That is where farmers can increase value. Instead of selling loose, raw saffron to a middleman, they can package it in small premium jars, create a direct-to-consumer brand, sell to restaurants, spice shops, wellness stores, or export buyers. A small saffron farm can become powerful if it focuses on quality, branding, and authenticity. Mushrooms are one of the most interesting crops on this list because they do not need traditional farmland. You can grow mushrooms indoors, in bags, in shelves, in climate-controlled rooms, or even in small spaces if the environment is managed properly. That is why mushrooms are popular among small farmers and urban growers. The most common profitable varieties include oyster mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, button mushrooms, and in some markets, lion's mane and other gourmet mushrooms. Mushrooms grow fast compared with many crops. Some varieties can be harvested in weeks instead of months. This means farmers can run multiple production cycles in a year. The demand is also growing. Restaurants, hotels, supermarkets, health-conscious consumers, and specialty food buyers are always looking for fresh, clean, high-quality mushrooms. But mushroom farming requires discipline. Temperature, humidity, cleanliness, airflow, substrate quality, and contamination control all matter. One mistake in hygiene can damage an entire batch. The real money in mushrooms comes from consistency. If a farmer can supply fresh mushrooms every week, buyers start trusting them. Restaurants want reliable suppliers. Grocery stores want uniform quality. Customers want clean packaging and freshness. Mushrooms also offer value-added opportunities. Dried mushrooms, mushroom powder, ready-to-cook packs, mushroom grow kits, and even training workshops for beginners. Microgreens are tiny plants with a big profit reputation. They are young vegetable and herb seedlings harvested just after the first leaves appear. Common microgreens include radish, broccoli, sunflower, pea shoots, mustard, basil, and cilantro. The reason microgreens are profitable is simple. They grow quickly, need very little space, and sell as a premium fresh product. Some microgreens can be harvested in just 7 to 21 days. That means a grower can produce many harvests in a single month from shelves, trays, or a small indoor setup. This crop is especially powerful for urban farmers. You do not need acres of land. You need trays, seeds, growing medium, water, airflow, and a clean system. A small room can become a production unit if managed properly. But again, the growing is only half the business. The real key is the market. Microgreens sell well to restaurants, cafes, salad bars, health food stores, meal prep companies, and direct customers who care about fresh, nutrient-dense food. Presentation matters. Clean packaging, consistent delivery, and freshness are everything. If microgreens are harvested too early, too late, or delivered wilted, the buyer will not return. But if the quality is excellent, repeat orders can become the foundation of the business.
Dragon fruit is one of the most visually powerful crops in the world. Its bright pink skin, green scales, and white or red flesh make it look exotic, premium, and perfect for social media. That visual appeal is one reason dragon fruit has become popular in many markets. Dragon fruit grows on a cactus-like climbing plant. It likes warm climates, sunlight, and well-drained soil. Once established, the plant can produce fruit for many years. Farmers like dragon fruit because it can sell at higher prices than many ordinary fruits, especially when it is fresh, clean, large, and well packaged. It also has a strong health market image. Consumers see it as exotic, modern, and nutritious. That makes it attractive for fruit shops, supermarkets, juice bars, restaurants, and premium grocery buyers. But dragon fruit farming requires planning. The plants need strong support structures, proper spacing, pruning, and pollination management. Some varieties may need hand pollination for better fruit set. Poor management can reduce yield and fruit size. The biggest opportunity is branding. A farmer can sell dragon fruit as fresh fruit, but also as juice, smoothie packs, dried fruit, frozen cubes, or premium gift boxes. The fruit itself looks expensive, so the packaging should match that perception. Dragon fruit is not for every climate, but in the right region, it can turn a farm into a high-value fruit brand.
Lavender is different from most crops because its value does not only come from fresh flowers. Lavender can become oil, dried bundles, soap, candles, sachets, skincare products, herbal pillows, room sprays, and even farm tourism experiences. That is why lavender is such a powerful crop for farmers who understand branding. The plant itself is beautiful. Purple rows of lavender can turn a farm into a destination. People come for photos, weddings, workshops, and fresh-cut flowers. But the real profit is often in value-added products. Selling raw lavender may bring some income, but selling lavender oil, handmade soaps, dried bouquets, gift boxes, and wellness products can multiply the value. Lavender prefers sunny conditions, well-drained soil, and relatively dry climates. It does not like heavy, wet soil. Once established, it can be drought-tolerant and long-lasting. The challenge is that lavender requires patience. It may take time for plants to mature and produce strong harvests. Oil production also requires distillation equipment, skill, and quality control.
Avocado has become one of the most famous premium fruits in the world. From breakfast toast to salads, smoothies, restaurants, and health-conscious diets, avocado demand has grown strongly in many markets.
For farmers in the right climate, avocado can be a serious long-term investment. Avocado trees need warm conditions, good drainage, proper irrigation, and protection from extreme cold. They are not a quick crop. A farmer may need to wait several years before the trees produce commercially useful harvests. But once the orchard is mature, avocado can become a valuable crop because the fruit often sells at premium prices. The challenge with avocado is that it requires patience and capital. Trees take time. Water management matters. Variety selection matters. Post-harvest handling matters. Avocados can bruise easily, so harvesting, grading, and packing must be done carefully. But the opportunity is strong. Farmers can sell fresh fruit to supermarkets, wholesalers, restaurants, health stores, and direct customers. Premium packaging and consistent fruit size can increase value. Avocado also has processing opportunities: guacamole, avocado oil, frozen pulp, and food service supply. The lesson here is long-term thinking. Avocado is not a quick money crop like microgreens. It is an orchard strategy. The farmer plants today for income years later.
Garlic may not look luxurious, but it is one of the most practical profit crops on this list. Why? Because people use garlic every day. Restaurants use it, households use it, food companies use it, spice brands use it, pickle makers use it. Traditional medicine markets also value it. Garlic has strong demand, good storage potential, and different value levels depending on variety and quality. Farmers can grow common garlic, but higher value varieties, large bulbs, organic garlic, black garlic, garlic powder, garlic paste, and seed garlic can bring better income. Garlic is also easier to understand than many exotic crops. It grows from cloves, needs good soil, proper spacing, and careful curing after harvest. Curing is important because poorly dried garlic can rot, lose quality, and sell for less. The real money in garlic often comes after harvest. If a farmer stores garlic properly and sells when market prices rise, income can improve. If they process it into paste, powder, or packaged peeled garlic, value can increase even more. Garlic is not glamorous, but it is dependable. It is the kind of crop that teaches farmers business basics: storage, timing, quality, processing, and market demand.
Strawberries are one of the most profitable-looking crops because they are beautiful, sweet, and always in demand when quality is high. They sell well in fruit shops, supermarkets, bakeries, cafes, ice cream shops, dessert businesses, and direct-to-consumer farm boxes. The main reason strawberries can be profitable is their premium appeal. People do not buy strawberries only as fruit. They buy freshness, color, sweetness, and experience. But strawberries are also risky. They are perishable. They bruise easily. They need careful picking, fast cooling, clean packaging, and quick delivery. A farmer with poor logistics can lose profit fast. That is why strawberries are best for farmers who can sell quickly and directly. Direct selling through social media, farm stands, local stores, bakeries, and subscription boxes can improve margins. There are also value-added opportunities: strawberry jam, frozen strawberries, strawberry syrup, dried strawberries, and dessert partnerships. Strawberry farming can also work well with tunnels or protected cultivation in some regions, allowing better control and quality. This crop rewards farmers who care about presentation. A clean box of fresh, bright strawberries can sell better than a loose pile of fruit. Bamboo is one of the fastest-growing plants in the world, and that makes it very interesting as a commercial crop. But bamboo is not like vegetables or herbs. It is a long-term crop. Farmers grow bamboo for many uses: construction poles, fencing, furniture, crafts, shoots for food, landscaping, garden stakes, erosion control, and biomass. The advantage of bamboo is that once it is established, it can keep producing for many years. The challenge is that it takes time to establish, and the farmer needs a clear market before planting. This is very important. Do not plant bamboo only because it grows fast. Plant bamboo when you know who will buy it. Furniture makers, builders, landscapers, nurseries, fencing suppliers, or food markets for edible shoots. Bamboo also needs careful variety selection. Some bamboo spreads aggressively, while other types grow in clumps and are easier to manage. Choosing the wrong type can create problems. But when bamboo is managed properly, it can become a renewable cash crop. You harvest without destroying the entire plant. New shoots keep coming. Mature poles can be sold year after year.
Hydroponic lettuce is one of the best examples of modern farming. Instead of growing in soil, lettuce grows in a water-based nutrient system. This allows farmers to grow clean, uniform, fresh greens in controlled conditions. Hydroponic lettuce is popular because it can be grown vertically, indoors, in greenhouses, or in urban farms. The biggest advantage is consistency. Restaurants, supermarkets, and health-conscious customers want clean lettuce that looks fresh and stays reliable. Hydroponics allows farmers to produce throughout the year if the system is managed properly. But it is not free money. Hydroponics requires investment, knowledge, water quality control, nutrient management, electricity, temperature control, and market planning. The farmer becomes both a grower and a system operator. If the system is not managed correctly, plants can fail quickly. But if everything is consistent, hydroponic lettuce can give regular harvest cycles and predictable supply. The best buyers are restaurants, cafes, premium grocery stores, salad businesses, hotels, and direct home delivery customers. Hydroponic lettuce is not about growing the rarest crop.